Hello everyone, Carlos Flores, back on basics. So, before we begin this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel at Back on Basics 99 and 85. Hit the notification button so you can get notified of any new video that comes on board. Sorry, I'm just laughing. Inner dialogue. If you have a suggestion, if you have a comment, if you have a feedback, if you have any topic that you want me to go over, I will be more than happy to give you my take on that, on that topic. Let me adjust my camera. Bear with me a little bit. So, the thing that I wanted to talk to you about. Oh, before we do that, if you want to join me on social media outlets, by all means, on Facebook, you can type in and search Carlos Flores Jr. On Instagram and on X, you can type in at Back on Basics, and on Threads, you can type in at Back on Basics or Back on Basics. Both should be fine. So, today I'm going to talk to you about anxiety or panic attacks, because we all have them. You got to understand that we all have them. When we get nervous, when we get anxious about doing something or talking to somebody or getting results from something, or even not knowing how things are going to go, it may or may not be. It may be a little bit of anxiety, it may be a little bit of panic, or it may be a full-blown panic attack, anxiety attack. And I kind of not lump them together, but I want to make sure that you're aware that we all have them. Ladies and gentlemen, we all have them. It may be a little bit, it may be a huge one. There's some people that a panic or anxiety attack so bad that they stop, have to sit in a room and kind of get themselves mind body focused. I feel for you all. I feel for you. And that's one of the things that's two reasons why I'm doing this video. I'm doing it because I feel for you. I feel it sometimes. You know, I've told you before, right? I have PTSD. I mean, post-traumatic stress disorder, because of the war when I was little. I mean, I've seen death. I've seen, buses be on fire. I've seen people getting kidnapped. I mean, including my dad and my grandfather. There's a story about that earlier on. But all of those things that I've been telling you can lead to either moving forward and getting to your goals and dreams and doing your daily activities, or slowing down and shutting down because you are having anxiety, you're panicking, you're feeling down or depressed, or you're having a panic attack. I mean, literally, life, there's a fine line between neutral, which should be the here and now, which should be where you are at when you make decisions, or not neutral, which is more of where you get the anxiety, where you don't know. There's so many unknowns in our surroundings, in our daily lives, that sometimes they overwhelm us. They do. They pile on, just like we do compounding effects and compounding victories to move forward. Sometimes we do the exact same thing, but with things that we're afraid of, that we can't handle, or that we have panic about, or we have anxiety about. It's debilitating sometimes. It slows you down. It shuts you down. And believe me, I can tell you from experience, ladies and gentlemen, I'm doing this because, you remember the saying that says that people tend to do the things in life that bring a lot of anxiety, that bring a lot of nervousness, that bring a lot of panic. And so we tend to either learn, or from books, or from school, or from somebody, about different aspects, because those are the things that we're trying to figure out, because there's so many unknowns with it, especially, especially when you start having panic attacks. I mean, honestly, you have to look within you so that way you can understand where they come from or how they come from. And it's hard. Sometimes you need help, by the way. Sometimes you need to talk to like a therapist or a counselor or a life coach. There's many different people that can help you out. And if you have any questions, remember, you can put them in here. Or if you have any suggestions on topics, you can put them in here. If you have personal questions, connect with me on all the social media outlets that I said at the beginning of this video, or any video that I do. And then I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. But look, so let me tell you a story. When I was going for licensing for my marriage family therapy for therapist, I mean, test taking is not my best feature. It's not the best thing that I can do. And so I have to do things and that get me going, motivated. I listen to music right before the test. I mean, I literally, if I have to drive to another town to take a test, I drive with music on, I blast it and I sing it and I sing it and I sing it and I sing it. And you know what? I like to just, because this is something that I haven't said in any of the other videos. You can actually regulate your body to go up or go down based on the activities that you do. And that's very important, because for anxiety attacks, for panic attacks, when you're nervous, you can regulate your body to go up or go down. So I was taking the test. It's a huge test. It's one test. Well, now there's a couple of tests, but there's one test to do that. And both of the times I came close, but I didn't. And at that time, which was years ago, you got to understand, this is 2005, 2006. I gave up. Do I regret it? I regretted it for years. But the thing is that I looked at it. Remember what I've said? You look at that situation, you use your support system, so that way you can look at it from different perspectives, and then you make a decision based on recommendations from everybody around you that looks at you from different aspects and from within yourself. Don't go always with yourself, because remember, right? I've told you before that if you do that, sometimes you'll think very distorted, because you are listening to yourself, and that's not a good thing. Sometimes it is. I'm not saying that it doesn't, but for the majority of the times, it's not, because we look at things distorted. We look at things from a different lens, and if you're listening to your head, if you're listening to yourself, you're going to give yourself some pretty bad advice sometimes. So again, support system, right? At least one person. You don't have to go to like the whole support system that you have. Just one person and say, hey, this is what I've been thinking about. This is the activity that I wanna reach, or the goal that I want to reach, and this is what I'm doing, and this is what I'm thinking. What do you think? That's it. Let them talk. They're your support system for a reason. I mean, they will do the things that sometimes you can't do, which is be honest with yourself. They are, if they are part of your support system, they're brutally honest sometimes. They have to be, because you know what? It's hard. It's hard sometimes to make decisions. It's hard to see where your path is supposed to go, and then you get anxious, anxiety. For those of you that have panic attacks, I hear you. I don't have panic attacks that often. I mean, I like to divulge things because I'm an open book. You got to realize I'm an open book. And so I want you to trust that what I'm telling you is backed. All of the suggestions, all of these videos, all of these topics are backed by my personal experience, the way I see things, the way that I have utilized my support system to kind of guide me in it, all of my education, 42 plus years of education, and then all the research that I currently do. I like to stay up to date with all of these topics. I will be in school forever if I choose to be. But I want to make sure that you understand that I'm also human. I mean, I'm also human. I also begin on the negative side. And then I have to push myself to the positive side. And then I make decisions most of the times, and I'm getting better at it, most of the times in the neutral zone with no attachments from the back, from the past, and no attachments from the future that hasn't happened. So, okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you this. These are some of the suggestions for those of you that have panic attacks. I hear you, man. I hear you. I help people deal with panic attacks. I've listened to them. I've given them suggestions in terms of switching kind of their behavior. It's hard. It takes practice. It takes muscle memory. Your brain has to say, okay, we have a plan, and it's in here. We're not going to have as big a panic attack as we used to. And that's what you got to do. That's one of the suggestions that I was going to give you. Muscle memory, right? You have to have, I call it positive self-talk. I've had it in videos. When you talk about yourself and the good things that you're doing, your brain is actually creating a point of memory in there. Because if the more you do that, and I know some of you hate it, positive things that you do, but you know what? You got to be brutally honest. You all do a lot of positive things. You all do things that are great. You just have to see it. You just have to realize it. You just have to give yourself more credit. And so the more you do so, the more you think positive, the more you see the positive things that happen in your daily lives, the more muscle memory that'll create, and the less panic attacks you will have, or at least not completely, but at least they'll go down, maybe in the duration or maybe in the strength of panic attacks. And I hate it. I hate that you guys have it, but embrace it. And muscle memory and mind-body balance and some of the other things that I'm going to tell you right now, and keep moving forward. Just keep moving forward. Don't give up. Don't give up, because those can be reduced. Some of them can be eliminated, but those panic attacks or anxiety attacks can be reduced or could be gone. So the second thing that I already told you a few minutes ago, create a playlist of songs. They could be instrumental, they could be heavy metal, they can be different things. Right now I'm listening and I'm listening to a song by Jelly Roll. You all know Jelly Roll, right? And so it's called Nothing Left at All. I mean, it is, it just, what I was doing on Friday? I was actually doing assignments for my class. I was doing them. I actually needed to do 4 assignments. I had some done and I needed to post them. I had to do 4 assignments, and they were pretty hefty assignments for my credential program. I just put Jelly Roll on loop, Nothing at All. That's the song, but Jelly Roll, Nothing at All. So, holy crap, all the emotions just came out from here and from here, and it went into my keyboard. I mean, I was listening to that one because I have found how to elicit different emotions when I'm doing something, so that way I can be productive. And that song by Jelly Roll, Nothing at All, oh my goodness, it just gets me going, and I'm like, nope, I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna give up. And that's one of the things that I want you to start saying in yourself in the mirror. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not. going to give up. We're going to move forward. We're going to take it slow if we have to, but we're going to move forward and we're going to get to your goals and dreams. And so that song, I mean, it's amazing. Jelly Roll, if you happen to see this video, Jelly Roll, that song just makes a huge difference, and major props on that song. So music, instrumental, could be heavy metal, it could be salsa, it could be, it could be rap, it could be anything, it could be K-pop. I mean, K-pop songs, you know, the ones that the other person has left them and they're like singing. I don't even understand the song, but just listening to the words and how they go up and down, and then they sing together, and it sounds so like, ugh. So that helps me out as well. Third thing, breathing. Remember I said, right, about breathing? And you hold it for 5 seconds, and you let it go. You hold it for 5 seconds, and you let it go. I mean, I'm not holding it for 5 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, because that'll be a long video. I mean, it's already a long video, but I'm so excited about making this video because I want to help you. I want to help you with anxiety attacks, and I want to help you with panic attacks. I mean, by the third one, even if I'm not doing it for 5 seconds, look at me. I was able, you saw my energy less than a minute ago. Look at my energy now. It's like, man, it's amazing, doesn't it? It's amazing what the mind can, body can do when they work together simultaneously. My apologies. But it's amazing. And so that's another one, deep breathing. Fourth one, praying or chanting. However, remember, all of us have different religions, and we have most of us, if not all of us, have like prayers or chantings that we can do. You know what that does? It actually creates muscle memory at a higher level. Why? Because some of us have to do a number of rounds of the chanting. Some of us have to do 2 or 3 rounds of the chanting. Some of us know it by heart and are able to like chant or pray. And so that repetition, believe me, has created muscle memory. You have to dig deep. And if you're not religious, that's okay. There's probably a poem that you can do that. There's probably a saying that you can relate and you can do that. There's probably reading a book. That's the 5th one. Reading a book is another one that you can relate to. I mean, it just calms you down, whatever it is. Remember, our first thought is automatic and more than often is negative, right? We have to process. We have to do these activities that I'm telling you so it can go to the positive. Because you know what? It's amazing. You know, that's the reason why we love movies. That's the reason why we love songs. That's the reason why we love a lot of things that changes our moods, that changes the way that we think, that changes the way that we act. Because we do start on the negative side and we do go to the positive side, right? And again, if you see behind me, right, you can see the wrestling one that my brother gave me, the Funko Pop, but right next to the Funko Pop, and I'll show it to you later. I mean, this video is going a little bit longer than I thought. On top is Darth Vader, the dark side. I love the dark side. Why? Because there's things that the way that the dark side thinks is interesting. And again, as a psychologist, I love that. The Funko Pop at the bottom is Freddy Krueger. Holy cow. When I was in high school, I would watch A Nightmare on Elm Street. Most of them. Some of them got a little cheesy, but most of them, especially the original one with Johnny Depp when he went into the bed and come here. And so, again, we all have a negative side and we all have a positive side. And then, but remember, first thought, negative for the most part. But if you process, if you keep focused, If you move forward, then it'll go into the positive. And again, a lot of the times when we're having panic attacks, it's because of the unknown. It's because of the negative thoughts that we can't get past. I've given you some resources so that way you can work on. But once you get your mind set, once your mind realizes that there's memory in here that is positive, believe me, it'll be quicker for you to go from having an anxiety or panic attack to having nothing or having just a little bit. And that way you can just, just do the mind-body balance to get forward, to move forward, to get to your goals and dreams. So again, goes from the negative, then to the positive. You make decisions right here and now. Neutral zone with no attachments from the future or the past, right? So, subscribe to my YouTube channel at Back on Basics 9985. Hit the notification button so you can get notified of any new videos that come from on board. Remember, panic attacks suck, and that's my clinical term. They do suck because they debilitate us. They slow us down. They make us doubt ourselves. Don't. Remember, do the suggestions that I give you, the activities that you do, the want to do activities, right? And then afterwards you can do the have to do's activities. But you got this. You got this. And if you need to connect with me and have questions, put them in the comment section. Connect with me on social media outlet. I'll be more than happy to help you. Again, everything like this, all these videos, and any suggestions or any questions that you give me,